New to video marketing or looking to pivot the strategy for your business? This video is going to show you the basics. I'm going to share with you how I took my business from 0 to 7 figures, and the biggest key of that was video marketing. Video marketing can be extremely lucrative for your business, and video marketing, having a YouTube channel specifically, is what helped me to scale my business to multi-7 figures. I'm going to share with you some of my favorite strategies that got me there. Let's talk about the 3 most important things to keep in mind when you're making a video. Then I want to dive into the concept of documenting versus educational content and how each of them can benefit your channel. Then I want to tell you the story about how one video changed everything for my business and cash flow more than I ever could have imagined. Let's talk about the 3 most important things to keep in mind anytime that you produce videos. The first one, and this might sound a little cliche, but stick with me here, is consistency. You know the saying, consistency is king. You've probably heard it over and over again. You're like, yeah, I know, but let me tell you why. The platforms that you're posting on, especially YouTube, are gonna reward creators who keep people on their platform. Think about it from a platform point of view, that they want lots of people to be utilizing their platform. And if you're a creator that gets people on the channel, they're gonna reward you by putting your videos in front of more people. So if you put a video out every once in a while and then you ghost, the YouTube algorithms aren't gonna wanna build that authority for you. But what can happen when you post consistently is you build that relationship with the YouTube algorithms, meaning that they're gonna put your content in front of more people. And then the people who are watching those videos are gonna build that relationship with you, build that know, like, trust factor, which is gonna lead them to joining your list and potentially becoming a client. So now that I've shared that with you, how frequently do you think you're gonna post videos on your YouTube channel? Let me know in the comments. The second most important thing to keep in mind when you're producing videos is a call to action. Meaning that in every single video, you're telling the viewer what step they can take next to get more value and grow that relationship with you. So at the end of every video, maybe you tell them another video that they would get value by watching. You say, hey, go click the link and watch this YouTube video of mine. Or you invite them to follow you on another social media platform. Or maybe you have a freebie, or what we call a lead magnet, where you say, hey, click the link below and I'm also gonna give you this free thing. That call to action is almost like you asking for the second date. I have this saying that I like to use about that you need to date your audience. You need to grow that relationship with them. If someone came up to you, a total stranger, and said, hey, will you marry me? Wouldn't you be like, whoa, stranger danger, I don't even know you, you haven't taken me to dinner, you don't even know my last name. You have to nurture the relationship with your audience before you try to go in for any kind of proposal. I'll also add that when I first started my YouTube channel, I did not know about calls to action. I just thought that I would give them some valuable information and be like, well, see you later, hoping that they would know how to get in contact with me, hoping that maybe they would hit the like button or follow me or find my email list. But if you don't tell them how and give them the next step and incentivize them by showing them what they could get at that next step, they have no reason to. The internet is oversaturated with content and distractions, and we have short attention spans. So make sure that you are giving your audience clear direction on where they can go next. The third thing I want to introduce to you is the 80-20 rule. Have you ever heard of this? I actually want to introduce you to a scenario right now. Have you ever followed someone on social media that you felt like all they did was hammer you with advertisements? You felt like, oh my gosh, all they ever do is talk about their business. All they ever do is try to sell me this thing, and you feel maybe inundated. The 80-20 rule is about having a balance of valuable content versus promotional content. And that valuable content can be educational, it can be storytelling, it could be inspirational, it could be documenting the behind the scenes of your life and your day. What that does is it builds a relationship with you. How's that relationship that you have with someone that just keeps inundating you with advertisements? Pretty robotic, maybe? Keep that in mind as you're creating content for your audience, that you're there to build a relationship first. Because if you don't have that relationship, you don't have that know, like, trust factor in place for them to want to buy something from you. So with that 80-20 rule, let's talk about how you can break that down into educational versus documenting content. It's really great to use a variety of both. And I'm not saying that you have to use 80% of one or 20% of the other, but in that 80% of valuable content, you're also going to want to use a variety of educational versus documenting content. And it's great to have an equal balance of both. The educational content that you're providing is solving a problem for your audience. It's educating them on something that might be a pain point that also shows your expertise in this subject matter. The benefit of educational content is that it's likely to be something that people are searching in Google or YouTube, and knowing that Google and YouTube are search engines, not social media platforms, you can title your videos based on how they're searching for those topics. If I go back to the beginning of my YouTube channel, I have videos from way back in 2016 that are still ranking at top spots that people are finding all day, every day, because it's providing educational content that people are searching for. That's the power of educational content when you can search engine optimize it, because then that content has longevity. You make the video once and people can continue to find you for years to come. That valuable content is going to lead into the call to action that I mentioned earlier, which can then lead to the sale. But if you're only providing educational content, you might be missing out on that intimate relationship kind of content. This is where your audience wants to see more about you, about what you love, your values, your family life, your hobbies. And of course, you can still share some of those things in your educational content. I'm not saying stand up at the front of the room like a preachy kindergarten teacher and just step 1, step 2, step 3. I don't want you to sound like the boring Charlie Brown teacher, like wah, 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 wah. I want you to show some personality. And there's opportunities for you to show just personality, and doing that by documenting. I personally love using Instagram stories or creating vlogs showing the behind the scenes of what I'm doing. Even right now, I've taken my phone, I've shown some Instagram stories of look what we're filming today. And in that, you can still educate sharing the strategy that you're using or the formula to get the best results in your topic of expertise. You can also be documenting content that has absolutely nothing to do with your topic of expertise. In the summer, I showed a lot of my Instagram stories of when I was at my friend's house sitting for her, and she happened to have chickens in her backyard. And I showed how I would get the chickens out of their coop every morning, and I would have my Instagram stories filming, and I would give them a motivational quote as they would walk out of their chicken coop. And this content became so popular because it was kind of funny, but it was also just showing the humor, the personality side, and my day-to-day routine at that time. Sometimes it's the personality aspect that's going to get your audience to want to listen to the educational stuff because they trust you, they align with your values, and maybe they just like you as a person. Next, I want to share with you a story of this one video that I made that changed my business and created amazing passive cash flow for me. But before I get into that video, I want you to hit that subscribe button because I am making videos like this every single week to help you grow your business. Back in 2016, I made a video for my YouTube channel called How to Use Canva. Canva is a graphic design software, and one that I was getting questions about all the time. I had a small social media business and I had clients asking me, how can I put text on my images? Or how can I design this without having to hire an expensive graphic designer? So instead of spending time with these clients one-on-one and spending like half an hour to an hour giving them a tutorial, I thought I'd make a video to just show anybody who wanted to see this tutorial. I put it up on YouTube and I titled it, How to Use Canva. That's a very common search term, one that people are searching for. And last time I checked on Google Keyword Planner, a term that people were searching for over 1 million times a month. Can you imagine what that would do for your business to have a video using a search term that is searched over 1 million times a month? And if you go type into the search bar, how to use Canva, you will see my video from 2016 still ranking in the top spot. Now here's what that did for my business. Every month, I am getting almost 20,000 organic, that means free eyeballs on that video. That means that they're typing into the search bar, they're clicking on my video, they're watching, and it has pretty great watch time. It's providing a lot of value. They watch that video and then they click the link for the call to action that I drop inside of that video. So can you imagine having 20,000 people find your content every month and that a fraction of those click the link to join your email list or to sign up for your offer or to follow you on another social media platform? What would that do for your business? Well, for me, that resulted to my 7-figure business. This is why video marketing can be so huge for your business. Remember, I made that video back in 2016. I have never run ads to it. I made that video once. It's sitting on YouTube, a search engine, so people can find this content all day, every day. Even if I were to stop my business right now, if I stopped promoting, people would still be finding that video and still joining my email list, whether I'm working that day or not. And I want the same results for you. So I've actually gone ahead and I've created a next level training for you. It's called How to Create 6 Months of Cash Flowing Content That Converts without publishing your face off for months with no return. So click the link below and you can access that training for free.